Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I am doing my Plan With Me video, week 12. We are cruising right along. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of monotony for the month of March. Okay, so I'll link all the products I'm using and then how I made this planner in the description box below. I did a portrait tutorial video. And this is week 11 video. Okay, and then across the board, it's 2 portraits. And I really, if I'm gonna finish this in time, I've got to do way more than 2. And I'm trying to decide if I should do 4 a day. Oh, gosh. I can't with the weather. The weather is so beautiful right now. Like, it's cold, but the sun's out and it's not super windy. And for March, that's kind of a miracle. And so I want to go outside and do yard work. I have some planting to do, some weeding to do, some pruning to do. Okay, that's what that week looked like. And so I'm trying to decide, do I want to be inside drawing or do I want to be outside? Here's my gallon leather, Nolte cover, stickers. Again, description box below has all the stuff. And this 2-week set, I am doing watercolor pencils. So for this one, I did the Canon. These are the super color. I used this green that's really, really bright. It's called grass green. It's a 3-star light fast. Okay. Very fun. And then for this week, I promised I would do one of the Museum Aquarelle. These are considered the best watercolor pencils on the market. These are very artist grade. The price is reflective of that. I only own 4, and the reason I own these to begin with is because I got a refund through a subscription art box. Oh gosh, I think back in 2018 there was a screw up with the subscription box, and so they gave me store credit, and the only thing they had in the store that I was willing to purchase because I didn't find their pens, their fine liners, to be very reliable, were these watercolor pencils. I own 4. I have 2 blues, a purple, and this red. It's called purplish red. It's out of 5 stars for the light fast system. So both these blues have 4 stars. And then this purple, which is called violet, is only 3 stars. So a lot of the purples, some of the pinks, it's a really difficult pigment to be light fast. But I am going to use this one today. This is the ice blue, and I think it looks really pretty with this bright green. I'm going to zoom in so we can get a better look at what I'm doing. Now I have an idea for what I want to draw here, but it's very vertical in my mind, and this is a very horizontal layout. So I am going to do something else, I think, and I want to make my notes over here so the illustrations are toggled. So I'm going to write down what I did. I did 14 pastel portraits. Then I need to up that quantity if I'm going to do more, draw more. It's just the weather. The weather has me wanting to go outside and play outside and do some yard stuff. And sometimes being tied to your desk is really difficult. Okay, and then I did a week 11 video. And again, I feel like I have to hold this at a weird angle to get it to right. Okay, and then I did portrait tutorial video. Okay, so those are my notes for, if you can see, this is really pale, March 17th to March 23rd. Okay, let's get to drawing. I have the Faber-Castell Pop and Go cup, which is currently really wet on the bottom. Maybe I'll clean that up a little bit. Okay. And our dog, our neighbor's dog says hi. So hi, neighbor's dog. Nice to hear you. I'm going to draw, what am I going to draw? I'm going to draw a face, and I'm probably going to clip it just because of vertical orientation. So what I'm going to do is, and I'll save, I get some of my references from Pinterest. Ooh. And again, this is, if you're wondering how this compares when just drawing with it, it feels really buttery. It feels very like there's wax or oil or something in here that feels really, really smooth. It's not scratchy. Would I just colored pencil with this? I mean, I could, but you're really missing the greatest thing about this colored pencil, and that would be that when you put water on it, it's stunning. So I guess in a pinch, if I didn't have water with me and I was just doing something in public where I wanted to do some doodles and sketches and things, I could go back once I got into my desk, my office, and then add the water, you know? It's a way to go about it. If you're in the mood to have some watercolor illustrations, but you don't necessarily have water with you or the time or inclination to pack all that. Like for folks that love to travel light but want to do art in public places or spaces, like if you like to doodle at museums or galleries or out in nature, it's all one way to do it. This is going to go into, we need an eyebrow here. And it's really smooth. It's very smooth drawing with this pencil. Okay. And I mentioned it before in last week's video that if you want to retain more of the details, like if you're drawing with a lot of detail, you're going to want to use a drier brush. You don't want to drown it so much in water because it really will start to break apart and you'll lose the detail. Okay, so we have some eyes here, and we need an eyebrow over here going this way. We need some nose. No one knows what the nose knows. Okay. And I really like this style of doing this because you really start to see shape. Like shape as function as when you put it together and it starts to become, oh yeah, I guess I can see that that's a face. It's not really hyper realistic. Which, not everything has to be hyper realistic. There's tons of different ways and styles to do portraits. I just love faces. I think faces are really cool. And yeah, let's have a nostril here. Okay, we've got a nose. And I'm not pushing down full strength. I'm pushing down maybe half. And again, this is why I didn't choose this one. What is your name? You don't have a name. Some of these are 3510 161. I'll throw the name up. Anyways, this one's really, really pale. This is very, very smooth. Within each set, some of the pigments are going to perform a little differently. Some will be more staining, some will be a little bit grainier, some will be smoother, and that's just the pigment within the set. So all that needs to be taken into consideration. So if you're looking to purchase a set of, I don't know, colored pencils, watercolor pencils, pastel pencils, anything in pencil format, you're going to want to try more than just like a 2-color comparison. So if you grab the black from one set and the black from another set, and you go, yep, this one's smoother than this one, you're not necessarily getting an accurate representation. You're going to want to test the blues and a couple of the reds and see overall is one set smoother than the other or easier to blend. It depends on what your preference is. Do you want it easier to blend? That makes it softer. but you end up sharpening it more, so you go through it quicker? Is your preference just light fastness? Is your preference a certain price point? Like, there's tons of different factors when looking at different products and pencils, whether it be a watercolor pencil or the charcoal pencil. Charcoal pencils are hard to sharpen. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I sharpen them, I break the lid. Okay, I'm gonna do teeth, and I hate doing teeth, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna congratulate myself for trying a thing. For some reason, teeth to me never look right. And this is something I need to work on myself. So this is a Kindra problem, not a drawing problem. Okay. All right. And we're gonna have a little bit of a tongue here. I apologize, but we're sticking out the tongue a little bit. Make sure that's on the page. Okay. And then I want to reinforce this shape here a little bit. Okay. I have a 5-minute video. It's really, really old, where I used this one, the purplish red, and it's a 5-minute draw with me to show how like vibrant and colorful the watercolor pencil is. I will link that in the description box. Keep in mind it's a really old video from my channel, but if you want to see me draw a portrait in 5 minutes with that specific pencil and like how bright and vibrant it is, I have that too. I have a lot of videos. Oh, I'm going to go right off the page. So I need to be careful going right off the page with watercolor that I don't get it on the page below it. I'm going to go right off with my drawings because I'm going to watercolor and it's going to be really tempting for the water to squish right under, and I don't want that. So I'll have to use my pencil board to kind of protect it, which is why my pencil board's so stained with product. Again, this is kind of a vertical orientation portrait, and I am putting it in a horizontal space. So we can only do what we can do. And I'm stubborn, so. All right, anything else I want to have here? I go around the words a little bit. Okay. There's cheek. And then let's right under here. Okay. Are you feeling the scream? I'm feeling the scream. So. Uh-oh, I'm going to draw on the page, the next page. I think for next week, for that 2-page thing, I will do the Neocolor 2s. So if you're interested in seeing how I tackle that, because I really don't use them how most people use them. I like a bit more control. They're like if Crayon wanted to make an artist grade product that could be in watercolor format that's light fast. That's a Neocolor 2. I'll throw up a picture. Anyway, I have a tiny set of those and I hardly ever use them, and I need to use them more. So that will be the next 2 weeks. We can enjoy that. All right, let's add some water to this. Where's my pencil? See my pencil board? It's got, some pigments just stain. There's just no two ways about it. All right, so for brushes, I have the Winsor Newton Cotman. They're super budget, they're easy to find. I have the 00 and the 3 round. I'll start with a 3 round, and then for the tiny details, I'll go in with a 00. I'm just gonna see if I can get as much of this on page as possible. Okay. See that? This is why these are so expensive. It's just such a rich, saturated color. And again, it's going to be a little streaky on this paper because this paper is double coated. It's the Tomoe River. And that's okay too. Yeah, very pigmented. So you can see why I wouldn't want to leave it as a colored pencil. I mean, even though I could. Or I could draw it where I'm at and come back to it later. Or, you know, if I'm busy one month and I don't have time to add water. I don't know. There's tons of reasons why maybe you don't have time to activate some watercolor pencils that you're drawing with. If you're not comfortable with watercolors, but you're comfortable drawing, watercolor pencils are a great bridge from colored pencils to watercoloring. You just have to start figuring out how much water you need on your brush, how much water is needed to activate, how comfortable you are using water. How you can see it gets really thin. You could blend it out. It's just a really, really nice watercolor pencil. I mean, if you have the money and you're comfortable with the products and you can afford it, I would recommend these over all the other ones. This is my #1 recommendation for watercolor pencils, the Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelle. And keep in mind, I've only used 4 of them because I only own 4. So I haven't used all the colors. But from the ones I have, yep, I see why these are #1. You could wait and check and see if Blick puts theirs on sale, or sometimes Amazon has different distributors and folks. Sometimes there's going out of business sales. eBay, I'm trying to think if maybe somebody has a set that's gently used that they're parting with. These wouldn't be a product that expires. So if somebody has some that are a few years old, that wouldn't be a big deal either. The best way to get these, I don't know. You could buy 1 a month, and then it ensures you don't have any that you don't need. You could ask for some for birthday, Christmas, like that could be a thing. You're like, hey, all I want this year are some watercolor pencils. It's just a really rich, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful product. Yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend. So that's something you're into. Check it out. I like them. I think they do the job admirably. So, I hope you enjoyed this demo. She's screaming. I mean, same. Monday has me screaming, for sure. Should I be drawing or should I be gardening? Oh, it's such a toss-up. Okay. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.